In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to go from being a regular person to a centimillionaire. Do you know what a centimillionaire is? That is someone who has over 100 million USD. That's what I'm going to teach you today.
Centa.
Welcome to today's course. My course is going to be linked in the description if you guys want to figure out how to be the next centimillionaire. But before we get started, I just want to say, is this not the most satisfying thing ever? Literally, when something like this happens to me, I just get off on it. Look at this. Look at this color combination. And then I have to organize them where it's like lightest to pink to like that mauve color to like the real pink, like the Barbie pink in this specific order. But first of all, I want to say a huge thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. I saw this TikTok that was like, why does everyone in New York City smell like pee? And everyone was stitching it being like, okay, if you walk by one person and you smell pee, then you walk by another person and you smell pee, and you think everyone in the city smells like pee, it's you that smells like pee. It's you, okay? And I will say, it is very easy to adapt that New York City scent. And the city has its own scent, I tell you. It's got its own aroma, if you will. And I like to create my own pleasant scent experiences. And I do that with the help of Scentbird. I think scents are such a huge experience. There is like a scent association. So I remember the very first perfume that I used in high school. And anytime I smell it now, it straight up brings me back to my high school days. Or if I go on vacation, I had a wedding scent. So I used a very specific perfume the entire time during my wedding. And now if I ever smell that again, it reminds me of Switzerland and nothing else. And it's almost like being able to revisit those memories by a smell. I like to get a little scent for everything. Like, okay, so for example, I got 4 scents this month because I freaking love scents and I'm going through it right now, okay? But with Scentbird, you can try all the scents you want, even the designer labels like Prada, Gucci, Versace. Or if you want to be a bit more unique, there's Confessions of a Rebel, like some of these more indie brands. The way Scentbird works, it's a fragrance subscription service that lets you try a new designer fragrance, or if you're like me, you can try more than one a month. But every single month you can start at just $17. So they come in these beautiful packaging that you can re-add new scents to. And if I do this, it's locked. Do you see that? So even if I press down on it, it's not going to spritz in my purse. But then when I click it like that, I can press down and just get that aroma blasted at me. So this one, look at how big these scents are. And I've been using this for like the past 2 days. I've not even made a dent on this one. This one is the Parfum de Marly Paris Velaya. And you're like, ooh, what does that smell like? I'm not a professional scent girl. So let me tell you, Scentbird gives you these amazing cards that you can reference to know what kind of notes you're getting. So this one says it's an ultra modern perfume, which I totally agree with. This one is less is more. They even tell you like the vibe and how to use it. The ultimate concentration of flowers, wood, and musks. So each fragrance, you get a 30-day supply. Let me show you my favorite one. So this one is Rose Struck. I am obsessed with any sort of rose scent, okay? I've been a rose girl through and through, but this one is a unique rose for me. I've never smelled a rose perfume like this one. It's from Lys, and I like it because the roses don't smell overly springtime. To be able to smell the rose but still get that, I'm just kidding. And I also like to be able to try new fragrances before committing to a full-size bottle. For me, by the time that I finish it, I'm like, okay, on to the next one. I want to try something new. And I like constantly switching up the seasons, the months, by occasions. They have over 600 designer brands to choose from. They've got perfumes, colognes, a lot of unisex options. So make sure to click the link below to visit Scentbird's website or scan the QR code and use code MISSMINGLEBUTT for 55% off your first month at Scentbird. That's only about $8 for your first month. So that's Scentbird.com and use code MISSMINGLEBUTT or you click this QR code. And thank you, Scentbird, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into it. Hello, welcome to Midnight Mango, where I tell you the mukbang stories without the mukbang, and I tell it to you in this duck that I'm dating.
Quack, quack.
This story is Cocoa Bananas, and that's why we're doing it without food, because every time I have food, everyone's like, wait, timestamp when she starts the story, because I don't care about the food. Let me tell you, there are so many sides to this story. I don't even know how to present it in a way that's most interesting because every perspective of this story has blown my mind to pieces, to smithereens. Imagine giving birth to a child and off the bat making $125 million. Literally just by giving birth to a kid.
The kid made the money, or?
Literally just by giving birth to a kid.
Oh, by giving birth, you make money.
Yeah.
You make 120 million?
125 million.
Very specific.
Yes. Or imagine waking up one day and your front doorbell rings and you go to open the door It's your ex-girlfriend from 3 years ago at the front door. Okay, already a weird morning, right? But then you look down and there's a little tiny human. And the first words that this little human says to you are, Papa?
Papa?
This sounds like some sort of book talk, spicy book, plot twist, romance novel, or some wild K-drama. But no, this is a real life story that just unfolded in Shanghai, in China. And it's another addition to our ever-growing, ever-populated, ever-mentally stable, ever-normal Chinaverse. There's 2 main parties involved.
Are they connected to other characters?
Oh yeah, guess who?
No.
Our good buddy.
No.
Our best friend.
No.
Who is definitely not going to send us a cease and desist one day.
Wang Zitong.
Yes.
Dude.
Okay, but before we get to his connection, I gotta tell you about Qing Fan.
Qing Fan.
Qing Fan, who goes...
Qing Fan means, in Chinese, means hardworking.
Oh, really?
Working hard, I think.
Oh.
No, or sounds like it.
Yeah. He doesn't sound like he works hard. He goes by the name King.
King.
They actually call him the King of Shanghai. Which is crazy because Wang Zitong lives in Shanghai, I believe. Like Shanghai and Beijing. But they call him the King of Shanghai.
We're talking about the King of Shanghai?
The King of Shanghai. Oh. And his ex-girlfriend goes by Wei Shu or Livia. They call her Livia. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know whose story is more impressive. I'm just going to go with Livia because she's self-made. King of Shanghai is not self-made. He's like Wang Zitong. It's daddy and mommy's money. Livia went from being a girl from a small town, from like a middle-class family. And when I say small town, most people refer to it as a village, but I'm just going to say small town. She worked as a hairdresser at a hair salon, making 55 USD a month. And then through a series of very strategic, calculated moves, she becomes a centimillionaire with a net worth of over $125 million. In
how long?
In a few years, like less than a decade. It's very interesting. Like she doesn't become a founder of a company. She's not a CEO, not a unicorn company, okay?
Is she married to him or something?
No, she's not married to him. Oh. She's not. So that's Livia. But let's talk about one of her strategic moves. A man called the King of Shanghai. He is the close friend of Wang Zitong, the Chinese billionaire's son, de facto billionaire boy himself. The King of Shanghai is his friend. And there are whispers that he's wealthier than the national husband. He's wealthier than Wang Zitong.
What? Who is his dad? Do we know?
Nobody knows.
What do you mean nobody knows? So they're so rich that they're so invisible.
Yes. Literally, nobody knows for sure. Because Wang Zitong, I mean, it's clear what his net worth is. You wake up in the morning, you check the share prices of Wanda Group, and you have a vague idea of the Wangs. But the King of Shanghai, nobody even knows how rich his family is. Nobody even knows what his family does. The vague suspicion right now is that his dad runs like a private equity firm or some sort of investment fund out of Shanghai. The King of Shanghai is also pretty quiet on social media, so nobody knew too much about this guy. But he is apparently one of China's top billionaire boys, and it's speculated that his dad might even be the chairman of China's CITIC Bank. Do y'all call it CITIC Bank or is it CITIC? Am I dumb?
Never heard of a CITIC bank.
Listen, no one said I was smart, okay?
What is CITIC?
Nobody said I was smart. The CITIC Bank?
Oh, 中信银行. Yes, sure. It's one of the biggest banks.
Is it CITIC or CITIC?
I'm assuming it's CITIC.
It's actually ranked number 20 on the banker's top list of banks, right under Morgan Stanley. So it's a massive, it's a massive bank. We cannot confirm its validity, but that would be nuts if his dad is the chairman. So when I say this guy is rich, I mean he's not just rich. He's like dripping in money. He's the type of rich where I don't even think I can wrap my head around that level of spending, that level of money that he makes, like how it's made, how many hours are in a day, how much he makes while he's taking a poo. I wouldn't even be able to wrap my head. And for a while, this guy's flying under the radar. Nobody's heard of this guy. Nobody follows this guy on social media. Who's the King of Shanghai? Not him. It's probably Wang Zitong, right? I mean, all the rich kids knew him. All the powerful people probably knew him, was friends with him. I'm sure the retail workers and car salesmen at Ferrari knew him, but the general public was not really informed about this guy until April of 2015. There were reports that a $3.4 million red LaFerrari was in an accident in Shanghai. Why does this type of stuff make the local news? I mean, we get it. It's a Ferrari, right? A LaFerrari, well, first of all, it's $3.4 million for one vehicle. An automobile is $3.4 million. And second of all, there were only 499 units of this particular model of Ferrari in the entire world. And out of that, only 2 in Shanghai. And one of them had just gotten into an accident that would probably cost $1.2 to $2 million to repair the car. So it made the news. Apparently, the car aquaplaned. What does that mean? I had to Google it. It's when a car acts like a speedboat because the road is wet.
What does that mean? Like slipped?
Yeah, it started just like gliding on the thin layer of water. And then it just like crashed into a tree or something. Yeah. It ate shit. I don't care about physics, but that's a $3.4 million car. It should not be doing that. It should be defying physics for that much money. Anyway, he crashes this car. Neighbors come out and they're like, oh my God, it's a red LaFerrari. That is $3.4 million. They're gathered taking videos, taking pictures because this doesn't happen every day. And King is sitting there and his door is open because most of his cars crash. So I don't think he can even close the door and sit in the car, nor does he want to. So he's got his butt on the car seat, but his legs are out of the car. So he's like facing all the people that are whispering at him. He's waiting for the tow trucks to arrive. The way he's sitting there is as if he's waiting for an Uber. He's playing games on his phone.
No.
He's not stressed.
He's playing mobile games?
Yes. There's not a single vein on his forehead. You would imagine any car accident, even like not a LaFerrari, most people are like,
oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm so stressed out. Oh my God, I gotta call my insurance. I gotta call my mom. I gotta call my dad. Oh my God, someone's gonna...
He's literally not even breaking a sweat. He's just scrolling on his phone. When people start taking pictures of him because of how redonk-donk it is, he throws up a peace sign. So, first of all, how rich do you have to be to own a car like that? Second of all, how rich do you have to be to not even give a fork when you crash that car? Just to give you an idea, it's going to cost like $2 million to repair it. These pictures go viral all over social media, and people were able to find out who the owner is, and everyone was fascinated. This guy becomes a meme overnight. Honestly, people are kind of falling in love with this guy. It's kind of intriguing. The energy is like a book talk energy. So rich, not emotional, cool as a cucumber. Like how hot, right? He starts gaining popularity online, and once people start looking into him, they're like, wait a freaking minute. I know this guy. This is not the first automobile accident he's been in. In fact, keep scrolling. Do you see the Porsche?
Oh my God, that's a Porsche 918.
Yes! Okay.
Another God tier.
It's a multi-million-dollar car. Another one. So in 2014, he's involved in another car accident. It's a Porsche 918 Spyder, a hypercar. Did you guys know this? I just found out about this. Okay, there's cars. Then you have like luxury vehicles. Those are like your Mercedes-Benz. Those are like your BMWs. And then you have supercars. Okay, we know this. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, whatever. And then you have something called fucking hypercars. These are like Koenigseggs.
Multi-million-dollar cars.
Yes, and I'm like, we need to stop with these tiers. It's fine, okay?
It's an automobile.
So one of his female friends was learning how to drive.
No way.
And he's
oh, that's crazy. Like,
yes.
You're like, hey, baby girl, you want to learn how to drive? Hop in.
He's like, I can teach you. Here, take this car. It's his multi-million-dollar Porsche. He's teaching his female friend how to drive. And tell me how, and I don't know if hypercars are just made different. She mistakes the gas pedal as the brake pedal. Look, I don't know. Maybe hypercar pedals are different. But who the hell mistakes the two for the other? I thought they were always, that's like universal, I thought.
Yeah, but she's learning.
But
that's exactly what happens when you're learning.
Okay. And she steps on what she thought was the brake. And it's the accelerator, crashes it into a tree, and the front of the car was completely totaled. The repairs were estimated to be around $2 million. She gets out the car, sweating, stressed, maybe on the verge of tears. And she's like, how can I pay you? I mean, like, can we do like a payment plan, like a Klarna?
Can I sell you my firstborn?
And he's like,
It's fine. I was gonna buy a new one anyway.
Damn, daddy.
he didn't even repair the car. He threw it in his backyard as decoration because he thought it was artistic how the car crashed.
What?
Yeah, and then he went and bought a Bugatti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The tree she crashed into is actually a tourist attraction for people to take pictures with. It has like missing posters stapled to the pole. And it's like, this is where a multi-million-dollar car crashed into. And people... It's just a tree like on the side of the road. But it has like its own TripAdvisor page.
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't know if it does. I don't think so. That'd be crazy. So this man is a full-blown hypercar collector, which, side note, he's got a lot. He's got a $1.1 million McLaren. He's got another like $1.5 million Koenigsegg, multiple supercars that are anywhere between like $300,000 to $500,000. He posted a picture of his garage once, and it looks like a car dealership. It looks like the richest apartment building's parking lot where multiple rich residents park one singular vehicle each. This is his personal garage. It's insane. And his caption isn't even like
Hashtag blessed, hashtag hustle, hashtag believe in your dreams.
his caption is worse. Like, that is rich and obnoxious and so annoying and preachy. His caption is so rich that you just know this man is so out of touch with reality. He writes, I'm just over the age of liking cars, but these are still memories of my youth, so I keep them around. Literally, what? And then he moves on to bigger and better things, a $28 million yacht and a $49 million private jet. So where the hell does this man get his money? It is revealed that he has a monthly allowance from his parents of $13 million USD a month. A month! I don't even want to know.
Wait, 13 million in Chinese is 一个亿. It's like a ridiculous, I mean, it is a ridiculous amount of money,
Yeah.
but in China is even more impressive than 13 million in the US. Because the conversion, like, that's like unfathomable amount of money for most people.
Yeah, this is insane. A month. A month. So a pack of cigarettes in China costs about $2. He likes cigarettes. He likes to smoke, but not the $2 ones. He buys $4,200 cigarettes. I'm assuming they're like cigars. And it's not per pack. It's $4,200 per cigarette/cigar. But fine, let's say he smokes one a day, which is actually really unhinged if he's doing that and it's a cigar. That's a lot. That's too much. But let's say he does one or shares one, like averages to one a day. That's $130,000 a month. That's a ridiculous amount of money, but that's not even denting his $13 million budget. So what else does he blow his money on? Sneakers, okay? He's a sneakerhead. I know a few sneakerheads. Oh my gosh.
They're terrifying.
No, I'm just kidding. But I'm so scared of sneakerheads. Yeah. I'm so scared of them. I don't even want to breathe near their shoes. I don't want
Andrew
to.
collects sneakers.
But he doesn't wear them, so it's different. But when they wear them, I don't even want to walk near them because I'm so clumsy. I'm gonna step on their sneaker and they're going to murder me and bury me in the backyard. I mean, that was so much love and respect. But like, you know, the ones that they don't even like to, a lot of sneakerheads, they don't even like to crease their sneakers. They don't even like to crease their sneakers. I don't understand. How do you walk? So this guy is a sneakerhead, and most sneakerheads, they get like those transparent boxes to display their sneakers, or they're like Andrew, they keep them in pristine condition in like the top of his closet. King just throws around some of the most expensive sneakers in the world. You will walk into his apartment and they're just like, you know, when people bend the back of their sneaker to wear it like slippers?
Yeah.
There'll just be like 70,000 USD expensive limited edition Nikes that you cannot find anywhere. And he's just bent the back to wear them like slippers, and they're just right in front of his door, so you almost step on them as you're walking in.
Their sneaker is $70,000.
$70,000. It's called like the Back to the Future Nikes or something.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. If anyone else owned those shoes, they'd probably put them on a shelf, display them, take pictures of them, put them on a box, dust them. No, slippers. They're knickknacks to him. But still, that doesn't even put a dent in his money. He's also a club goer. He likes to visit clubs. I'm just running you through his, I'm like his accountant today. I know this guy's business all of a sudden. Okay. He likes to go to clubs called Playhouse. That tells you enough about this guy. That's the type of clubs he likes to go to. Playhouse, Play Buddy. And he would just casually order 100 bottles of the champagne called Ace of Spades. I believe this champagne is owned by Jay-Z and LVMH. I was gifted a bottle of Ace of Spades once. So then I threw a pool party and then everyone was like, oh my God, this is really good champagne. And I was like, oh really? I don't know. I was gifted. I know nothing about champagne. And they go, can we drink it? And I was like, sure, why not? They're pouring it. I Google it. I'm like, there's a $400 bottle of champagne that they just popped open. But the ones at the club are more expensive. There's different levels to even this champagne. He bought 100 bottles every time he goes out. Each bottle was $1,200. He spent $120,000 in one night on champagne, not including tip tax and everything. This guy is so rich, even Wang Sutong kind of nunchibas him. If you remember, Wang Sutong is so cocky and so high-key because he's so rich. He doesn't even hesitate to attack A-list celebrities, his own corporation, his own family members. Literally, no one is off the table for the ridicule of Wang Sutong. But the one person that can put him in his place is King. What? One time, Wang Sutong tweeted, I don't care about money. When I make friends, because no matter how rich they are, they're never going to be as rich as me. King replied,
I think I remember this.
What about me?
Oh, I remember this.
And he deleted his tweet.
Bro, what?
Yes. But that still doesn't explain his money spending habits. Even if he smokes one cigar a day, that's $130K. Even if he drops $130K at a club 2 nights, Fridays and Saturdays of every single month, that's still only $1 million. And let's say he spends $1 million shopping per month, that's still nothing. Well, you know how when you and I get a hobby, we're like, we like basketball. We go to a free basketball court with our friends. Maybe after a while, we're like, you know what? I've been playing for a while. It's time to invest money into my hobby and buy my own basketball or buy a pair of basketball shoes, This guy decided that he liked basketball. He hired 50 people to start his own basketball team. He called his team the King Team. He recruited talent from all over the world, including former NBA player Bernard James, to join his team and spent millions a month on his basketball team.
No freaking way.
They're not even that good. I'm so sorry. They're not even that good.
Oh my God.
And he would fly private across the world to be front row seats at NBA games, play tens of thousands of dollars for courtside tickets. He's got a picture with Ayesha Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then when he decided he liked gaming, he starts being the world's biggest cash player. Okay, so there was a game called Fantasy Westward Journey. It's like a MMORPG.
Oh, 梦幻西游.
Oh, yeah. It's a massive multiplayer online role-playing game. That's what the acronym stands for. And that got him to spend $14 million. Okay, so this is how it happened. He starts playing this game. And he's like, wow, it's kind of hard. And every time I win, something's happening in there. It's like serotonin.
Is this how the regular schmegular people feel? Ooh, I feel like I worked for this win. I feel dopamine. I feel good about this win.
It's releasing some chemicals in his brain. This is the first time he's working for something. And then he's like, well, if it feels this nice, it must feel 14 million times better when I throw $14 million into the game. He bought every single top weapon and every single top skin, and the game was no longer hard because he had weapons other players couldn't even dream of having, so he could easily kill them all obliterated, and he was too strong of an advantage. He spent $14 million on a game that he liked because it was challenging, and by spending $14 million, it was no longer challenging. And he quit because it was no longer fun after spending $14 million. He did set up his own gaming company, though, called King Gaming. His team is nowhere near as popular as Wang Sutong's team, so I guess I'll give him that. But this is all coming out after the news of the LaFerrari crash. Prior to this, the general public didn't really know about this guy, or at least not a lot of the public did. He doesn't really try to be social media famous. He doesn't post crazy rich people stuff. He just posts it for his rich people friends, and they live in their own little bubble. He's not out here starting fights with Fan Bingbing. Like Wang Sutong. He did have a few interviews though, and he was like,
I'm just a very introverted person.
And generally speaking, every girl liked King. They were like, Wang Sutong or King. It's the king. It's the king of Shanghai. I mean, just look at the way he acts. This guy is throwing temper tantrums nonstop. This guy crashes his LaFerrari. He seems like the type of guy I would use his Lamborghini, scratch it up, run over the curb, and he'd be like,
baby, it's okay. You're still cute.
all the girls were going crazy for this man. This is the man that they want to marry. So they're just throwing themselves at him. And Livia was thinking,
Same. It's time to make some changes in my life.
so Livia, she always watched from online or on the news, just the most insane news coming out about the elites of Shanghai. And she's thinking to herself, not eat the rich. No. She's saying, I want to do that. I want to be a part of that. I want that life. And she's always been like that. When there is something that she wants, she goes after it. And she's never the type to be content with her life. Which, side note, I'm not shading her. I think these are all very good traits to have in a person. It typically makes them incredibly motivated, successful, and ambitious. But later,
It becomes a little bit controversial for whatever reason.
anyway, Livia is born into a rural farmer's family in this small village. And that's how a lot of people describe it. She grew up pretty impoverished, and every penny is like everything to their family. It means the difference of dinner or no dinner. And a lot of the kids in the neighborhood, they all react differently to their situations. A lot of them would just try to forget about it. They'd go to the playground and try to be kids. But Livia, she would get so sensitive to the topic of money. She hated the fact that she was the one without money. She hated her lifestyle. When the other kids are playing on the playground giggling, trying to enjoy themselves, Livia is thinking about, how am I going to escape this life? I cannot live like this forever. And this is playground days. Do you know how young playground days are? Okay, like fine, I get it if she's thinking about this in her 20s, but she's thinking about it like elementary school days.
Wow.
She felt like even if I study hard, get a job in the city, I'm still maybe going to be middle class at best in a major city. I'm not trying to and work my ass off to be middle class. Oh, by the way, socioeconomic mobility is even harder in China than here. Like, unfathomable. So she's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Third year of high school, she drops out of school and starts working all these odd jobs. She's trying to figure it out. She moves into Shanghai, works as a hair washer at a local hair salon, and she hates it. I mean, think about it. She's someone who wants to be upper elite, and every day she's standing here touching people's greasy hairs. Her hands are constantly pruny and dry from all the harsh soaps and all of that, the shampoos, the hair dye that she's washing constantly out of their hair, and she's getting $55 a month. So she's thinking, yeah, no, okay, I need to go somewhere where rich men are. I'm gonna get my real estate license. She gets into real estate, and her initial thought was only rich people buy houses, especially in Shanghai. But very quickly, she realizes her plan has a really big fucking flaw. Men that buy houses are either married or soon to be married. No fucking hot ass bachelor is like, let me just fucking buy a house for no reason. Okay, men are just renters. They are frat bros until they get married. They're like,
What do you mean? This is very clean.
Yeah, and China's culture is you buy the house when you get married.
yes. So she's like, what the hell am I doing? Okay, this is stupid. So then she moves to Beijing to be a hostess at a nightclub. And her idea is, okay, there's a lot of men that spend a lot of money at clubs. There's got to be rich people. And I mean, she's not wrong. And so through her job as a hostess, she's able to mingle with a lot of these rich men. And she meets Chen Ping. I'm just going to call him Chen. Chen is rich, but he's not Wang Sutong. He's not king of Shanghai. He's giving me, he could probably get a Rolls Royce or two, which is crazy.
That's really good.
Yes, but he's not giving LaFerrari. He's not giving private jet.
He's not a billionaire.
Yeah, he's giving first class around the world nonstop, but maybe not a private jet.
Oh, okay.
Peasant. I'm just kidding. He's like typical second generation rich kid. And when he sees Livia, he's mesmerized. Like jaw on the floor, mesmerized by her beauty. He would take her out to the fanciest restaurants, buy her designer handbags, spend just a pretty penny on anything she wanted, trying to woo her. Now, this is how people allege this played out. Livia knew men like Chen. Men like Chen will do this for a month or two. Men like Chen think you are the only girl that they have ever met, the only person that matters for a month or two. And then they get bored and then they move on to the next one. And she knew that her background is not as good as Chen's. So in China, it's pretty important. Like if she were to ever meet Chen's parents, they would never allow him to actually marry her, especially if he's getting his daddy's money.
He's not going to give up daddy's money for Livia. And even if he did, Livia doesn't want him anymore because he no longer has daddy's money, okay?
Pretty bad. But in a lot of parts of China, marriage is not a union between two people, but rather a union between two people and their families. They like to marry within their social circle. And I think that's everywhere. It's just maybe a little bit more blatant in the East, right? Anyway, it's alleged that Livia knew this. Got a little sewing needle out the kit. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, really?
Boop, 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 boop. She poked holes in the condom and they had intercourse. And allegedly, I don't know, okay, maybe they were just raw dogging it. Who knows? But she falls pregnant. So she says, okay, Chen, take responsibility. You got to marry me because I'm pregnant. You got me pregnant. And he agrees, but his parents are like, no, absolutely not. We'd rather have a child out of wedlock than you marry her. Not happening. We'll take care of the children. We'll probably even send you a little bit of money, Livia. But no, you're not marrying our son.
Wow.
So then Livia, people that were close to the sources said, she kind of went in for the kill. She was out there putting on the whole 9 yards. She did everything Chinese parents could ever wish for. She served tea, cleaned the family home nonstop, responded to every single request that they made. She was incredibly well behaved in front of Chen's parents. And she even opted to have an unnecessary C-section. Unnecessary, not because I'm judging C-sections, but unnecessary in the sense that the doctor didn't order it. She had a C-section just so the kid could be born August 8th, 2008 at 8:08 a.m.
No, you're kidding me.
Yeah, because 8 is a
crazy
lucky number.
Wow.
But the moment the baby was born, she's like, oh, shit. It was a daughter. So in China, and I don't know if this has gotten better, but the elder parents way back in the day, they like sons. They like to continue the family name. This is even more prominent in affluent families because I don't know why. They don't like to inherit or send their daughters the businesses. So they want a man to inherit the business, right? And it's gotten so bad that doctors, they are not legally allowed to tell you the gender of your baby when you're pregnant in China.
What?
You could beg them. They will not tell you unless there is a specific medical condition that requires you to have knowledge of the gender of your child. You will never know until the day they are born.
Wow.
It's like a new law.
There's no gender reveal party.
No reveal party. Can you believe it?
That's crazy.
Yeah. But Livia didn't give up, okay? She became pregnant again, and this time she had a son. So with this, she married into the Chen family. But a marriage certificate does not change a man.
So she got 2 kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with Chen.
And they're married.
Yeah, they're married now. But you know what? Marriage certificate does not change men. That is the only thing I know, okay? Chen is accustomed to the party life. He lives for it. He's not ready to settle down. He still goes to bars, parties. And Livia is like, okay, same. I don't care. So she starts working on her social media career, gaining followers, and she starts going partying on her own. And everything would have been fine. She would have lived a happy, jolly life. But there was a picture that started circulating online. Zheng Kai, famous actor, Chinese celebrity, famously known for being in Running Man and X-Files. He's in the photo, linking arms with the girl, and he's touching her legs. And this girl is none other than Livia.
What?
But the photo goes famous not because of Livia, but because the guy is famous. He's Zheng Kai, a Running Man. And so people are like, oh my God, look at this guy. He's the prince of nightclubs. This celebrity is not as wholesome as we think. And of course, it went on social media. Chen's dad saw it, and he went berserk. He knew his son was a cheater, but that's fine. A man can do that, but a wife cannot do that. So he forced them to immediately get a divorce. Chen's family paid Olivia $834,000 USD, and she gave up custody of both her kids. Some people use it as an argument of like, she literally sold her kids for $834K. I don't know, okay? What do you guys think? Anyway, it's with this alleged money. Allegedly, Livia starts looking for her next project. She allegedly used this money to go to South Korea and turned herself into young me.
Oh, yummy.
She's
yummy.
beautiful before, but a lot of people say her resemblance to young me, this is like, it's uncanny. What do you think?
I mean, I can see difference. I don't know what she looks like before or after. I don't know.
Yeah, because I saw it and I was like, is it because I'm not that familiar with Young Mi's face? But I didn't see it as like, oh my God, this is Young Mi 2.0.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like she was pretty before and after, but everyone accuses her of having her whole face done. And even if she did, what does it matter? But there are a lot of rumors and sentiment about this, you know, that she gave up all her kids to get plastic surgery. People just want to hate right now. They also say that she got plastic surgery in her private area.
What?
To make it cuter after having kids. I don't know, okay? I don't know. So through her newfound friends that she's making while she's married to Chen. You know, because when she was married to Chen, she's rubbing shoulders with these rich people. And now she's got all these new rich friends and she starts expanding her circle as a beautiful, pretty woman. And at this point, it's said that she just really wasn't satisfied by rich people. Rich people are cool, but they have jobs. Rich people are great, but they don't have jets. You know what I mean? It's nice, but it's not hitting the spot. So after about 2 years of this, she dug her way into King's social circle and a whole K-drama was about to play out. It is said that Livia planned her first encounter with King and it was going to be a chance encounter. So they were both at a restaurant because I think maybe some of their mutual friends were having like a get-together at this restaurant. She sees him, gets up from her table with her wine glass, casually walks straight into him, spilling wine all over his shirt, and she's like dabbing his shirt trying to get the wine out, and he's like, it's okay. And then she looks up and boom, they make eye contact.
No, is that true?
And he's falling in love with her. And Wang Sutong sat down the king of Shanghai and said,
Are you dumb?
No, this is true?
yeah, apparently he sat him down and said, you think it's that simple? Girls aren't that simple. Like, you don't think that she knew you? You don't think she... I don't know, it's a little too smooth. That
No
sounds
way.
crazy, okay? And I've heard some things about her, so I would just chill out, you know? Wang Zedong really doesn't like her, by the way. He tweets about her, calling her the high-class city's low-class escort.
Damn.
Yeah, but King was in his honeymoon era. He was in love. So he ignored his buddy Wang Sitong and everything just starts escalating so quickly. She allegedly, boop, 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 again, and within months, she was pregnant with the king of Shanghai's baby. And she told him about her pregnancy and she expected, you know, this guy is known for being an upstanding rich person. He's going to marry me just like Chen did. But King looks at her. He's a rational man. And he bluntly said,
I will give you $6.2 million for you to take care of it. Cash.
$6.2 million?
USD, yeah. Okay, I get it. A woman's autonomy is priceless, yes. We cannot put a price on a woman's body. But from other cases of either celebrities or wealthy people getting someone pregnant, I feel like the standard was like around $100,000 to $200,000.
Oh, there's a price tag
Yeah,
for
I
this,
feel
really?
like there's like a market rate.
Wow.
And he's at 6.2 mil off the bat.
I feel like she could have negotiated.
But Livia was like, okay. She takes the money and disappears out of his life. Disappears.
Oh, what?
Because she's not here to play games. She's here to change her life. And can you really hate her? Not really. And you're thinking, okay, $6.2 million. Yeah, she can retire for the rest of her life and live splendidly. What did I just say? She doesn't want to be rich. She wants to be loaded.
Loaded.
And that's okay. I'm not judging her, okay?
I mean, I really only think that we can hate her if she's like a bad mom, but I don't sense that. Anyway, she takes the money, moves to LA, moves to the United States. And while she's in the United States, just hold on, it's about to go crazy, okay? King starts publicly dating an influencer named XG. And she was the first one that he publicly showed on social media as his girlfriend. And they posted a ton of cute pictures together. They're like really lovey-dovey. Of course, it grows her social media following. And he's clearly showering her with expensive gifts. He's constantly gifting her crocodile Birkins. Like that was his thing, just like Croc Birkin. But after a while, there's rumors that King was dating another female celebrity. And there's a video of King like tickling the female celebrity's ear at a basketball court. And then on his birthday, the celebrity is posting pictures of him like wishing him a happy birthday. It's so juicy, okay? So everyone's like, oh my God, did him and the influencer break up? XG went on to respond to some of the comments and says, "We're doing very well. Thank you for your concern."
What?
So people thought maybe it's just nasty internet rumors. But then one of King's friends happened to go on social media and tweeted at XG, the influencer, and said, "When people are not suitable for one another and break up long time ago, if one party still continues to display public affection, it means nothing." Hinting at the fact that the influencer is pretending that she's still together with the King of Shanghai when she's not. And the friend subtweeted, "Some girls who are fair, rich, and pretty carry the bags that their boyfriends give them and sit in other men's cars, showing off other people's houses and sometimes their pictures and shoe closets. They take selfies to promote their Taobao store. Their WeChat and Weibo are all about the office. And these pictures are proof of them being amongst the upper elites, but they're not. They talk about love, but they only want to find a rich man. They try to look like socialites, but in reality, they're just expensive escorts." King's friend was obviously talking about the influencer, and everyone turned on her briefly, accusing her of being what is known in China as the fishing girl. Do you know what fishing is?
Like the pond, right?
You're about to get fished, babe.
You have a pond and then there's a lot of fish. You raise all the fish in your pond. Like if I'm seeing like 5 girls, that's like 5 fishes in my pond. I'm a fisherman. I'm just like playing with my fish.
Side eye.
Oh my God. I heard a different definition, but
okay.
that definition makes... Why do you know that definition?
Oh, no. That's called Ocean King, remember?
Oh, yes, Ocean King.
Ocean King.
Ocean
Haiwan.
King.
No.
Okay, so fishing is when girls act interested in a guy, invite them on dates, and then somehow end up at Dior.
What?
And they like get expensive gifts on the first date or the second date. And it's like so obvious what's going on. I don't know why.
So short-sighted too.
Yes. So he's basically calling her a fishing girl, and everyone in the comments is destroying her. And after a while, she deletes all her pictures with King and unfollows him, unlikes all of his posts. And I kind of feel bad for her, or at least I did for a second, but then I found out that she dumped her ex-boyfriend to be with King.
Oh.
So then people didn't really feel that bad for her. And then she allegedly asked for a $7 million breakup fee.
Which is $6 million more than Wang Sutong's standard breakup fee.
And also the fact that I'm talking about breakup fees so casually right now. Like, what is going
The
on?
market rate of breakup fee.
So all the while this is happening, Livia is in the US. Pregnant.
Wait, oh, so she never went through.
No, baby. She's playing the long game.
Wow.
Yeah. She was able to find out the sex of the baby.
Which was a boy?
And it was a boy.
Oh my God.
She decided to follow through with her pregnancy in LA. She lived a lavish life with the $6.2 million she got, gave birth to a healthy baby boy, and for 3 years, she raised the baby boy by herself. And after 3 years, King announced he would be marrying a woman who came from a similar background as him. So it was very clear that it was more of an arranged marriage situation between 2 very wealthy families. Livia comes back to China.
No way.
Shows up at King's
You're
door.
kidding me. This is like fake. This is like drama. Is this real?
Your sister was telling me about it. That's how I got the idea to do this on. She was like, "Oh my God, have you not heard about this? This is so crazy." And she was like breaking it down for me.
Wow.
So Livia comes back, shows up at King's door with their son that he didn't even know existed. And the son's first words at King are, "Papa, Daddy." Okay? She even brought a paternity test. She was like, "I need
How
you to
old was
ask."
the kid?
3.
Wow.
Yeah, and King was obviously really pissed about all of this. Livia gave him and his family 2 options. Either marry her into the family, probably with a prenup that she agrees with, or pay her $125 million alimony right off the bat for child support. King's arranged marriage was canceled, and Livia was the center of social media attention, and allegedly King's mom settled it with Livia, and we know that she didn't marry King, so we can only assume she got $125 million. Some people are very supportive of her and call her brilliant. Others call her, like, I don't think most, I was surprised. You would think that if this happened in the US, most people would call her a gold digger. I mean, she's having a pretty rough time. I think a lot of people would call her a gold digger. I mean, look at the freaking comments. You go on one TikTok and it's like, would you ever pay for your first date? And the girl is like, I guess I'd rather not. And the comments are like, this is why I don't date in today's day. And what do you bring to the table?
Yeah, but with this story, it's kind of comical though. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't sound like they care either.
Yeah, and no, people. The worst thing I've seen about her really is like, I would be too scared to be her friend. She's very calculating. But you know, a lot of people, even Tiffany was saying, what is there to hate? She wants what she wants and she goes after it.
Yeah.
And then a lot of girls online were like, honestly, if I had that mindset, my life would be so much better.
Yeah.
Others say, she's got to drop a course. She's got to drop a course, okay? Listen, love her, hate her. One thing is for sure. She's out here living her best life. She's even live streaming as an influencer, okay? She doesn't even care about the hate comments. Her mental, that's what we call it in Korea. Mental, like your mental strength, out of this world. People would say such nasty things to her on her live streams, like real-time comments. Netizens would comment, you're the girl that climbed up the ladder from the village, right, after giving birth. And she calmly said, oh, I'm not from the village. It's just like a small city. Another netizen commented, to conclude, all you do is lay around at home and read the news? And she replied, no, I also watch TV. She also said that she probably won't get married again. She rarely discusses her love life on platforms. Instead, she just like talks about fashion and lifestyle. There are parts where she does talk to her son in the live stream, and she sounds like a really gentle and caring mom. So, I mean, I just hope that she's a great mom. And honestly, she's a very logical person from the way that she's on her live streams. Wow. She is out there living her best life. And the two are co-parenting. She's like going to New Year's with the whole family to like Macau. King loves his son, showering him with love, attention, spoiling him, throwing him parties. People are asking Livia to drop a master class. Yeah, she's just doing her thing. She lives in the apartment that King pays for in Shanghai and refuses to carry a bag that is not crocodile or alligator. Yeah, she even said ironically, if you're not brutal yourself, others will be brutal to you. Damn. Bitch. I don't even know what to say. Today's Midnight Mango is crazy. It's crazy.
Wow. That's like K-drama right there.
Like, if this was in a book talk, I'd be like, the book is good, but it's really unrealistic. It's like one of those books. Meanwhile, I mean, but I just love how nonchalant everyone is. Yeah. These people, like, what do you think spikes their blood pressure? Anything, these people? Like, do they care about anything? Like, they're so chill. They're like 6.2 million. All right, here's 125 million. What? Oh my gosh. Here's a LaFerrari. What? What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. And please let me know. What do you think of Midnight Mango?
Please be nice to me.
I don't have the mental of Livia. I will cry. So let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if there's other cases you want me to cover. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to check out Scentbird. Linked in the description. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.